Guys, welcome back for another awesome episode of FTN Transformers on YouTube. I'm your host for Mondays, Michael, and it is Monday. Look at me being all at mid-evening. It's almost 7 o'clock. Is that nighttime? It's not 7, so it's still evening. Oh, yeah. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer so far, oh, wait. I think some people are still in school, so, Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good time, and the week's topic is, therapy, and so, oh, what the hell? There's, like, bugs and stuff everywhere, so, why is therapy important? Well, my therapy experience is kind of different because my therapies have always been geared towards, fixing whatever's been wrong with me, and not really, not like helping me towards my own conclusion, but rather trying to figure out what's the real reason behind why I feel this way or something, and then fixing it, and it's been kind of, awkward for me. But then I realized, once I establish a relationship with my therapist, then I can get into more, like, deeper levels and things that I want to talk about, instead of, like, the agenda of my parentals. And, so from my experience, I thought it was very helpful because it allowed me to, one, like, before I was out especially, and I couldn't talk to my parents about anything, obviously, it gave me a space to just, like, air my, typically, it was not airing my concerns, it was airing, like, my futuristic ideals, and, like, I'm gonna do this, and, like, this, and I'm gonna look like this, and then, like, I'm gonna get, like, T, and be, like, muscular, and, like, and stuff, and then I would be, like, I would tell my therapist, oh, like, I looked up this last time, and this is really cool, and I found out this, that, and the other, and she'd be, like, that's, like, really interesting, like, I really like that, like, how, like, engaged I am into, like, my own future, and, like, what I want. And then they would say, like, have you ever thought about this aspect of it? And I'd be like, no. So then they would give me homework to, like, go look something up. So I would go do that. And then, it helped make me think of things that I wasn't initially thinking about. So I think I got, like, a broader sense of self or something. I think that's really important, like, to have someone question you. I don't think it's good for them to be like, no, you're wrong, like, that's not good, like, you're stupid, why didn't you think of this, why didn't you think of that? Like, it's good for constructive criticism, and so you just gotta make sure you have the right therapist, and they can help you out a lot, and they can point out flaws in your thinking, or being like, that's not a good thing to do right now, or, you should wait a couple years, or, like, or at least implant some ideas in your head, even if at that moment you're like, no, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to start T when I'm 16, and that's what's going to happen. And they can be like, just a second. Like, they kind of help, like, to bring you back if you're overzealous and you're not in the type of position where, like, you have uber supportive parents, and sometimes even too uber supportive parents can be like they really support you, but they just want you to wait a little longer, or maybe they won't let you start T, but they'll let you start on suppressants, that's another thing. Therapists can really help you with compromising and figuring out, like, how to talk to your parents and how to tell them what you need, and not just like, I need this, I want this, but like how it's going to help you, and how it's what's right for you, and, like, all these different things. Just, like, so a therapist will help you be more mature in how to engage your parents, because on the range of, like, spectrum of, like, really supportive to, like, not supportive at all, like, you still have to be really mature with them, because if you seem, like, childish or immature, your parents aren't gonna believe you, and they're not gonna think that you're ready for anything. So you have to kind of, like, put your emotions lower, and more, well, not lower, but deeper emotions. It's not just like, I want to do it, I'm sad, I'm depressed, just be like, this is who I am, like, this is me, and this is what I need to do to help myself. And I know it's gonna like hurt you guys, but like I will die if this doesn't happen, you know. So like I know, because like right now mine encouraged me to write a letter, which I have not sent yet. I've had it for like 3 weeks, just because I've been editing it so much, and it's just really helped me to make sure, like, my parents are the type of parents who will point things out. Like, you said this earlier, this isn't what you said before, and they get really like emotional and over, like they're being attacked, or like I'm using them. I'm trying not to sound like that. I sound kind of robotic when I like talk to them and stuff, because it's kind of distant when we're talking about translated things. Oh, there's bugs everywhere. And so like my therapist is helping me like think through different processes of how to express something to them, or how to bring something up to them, or a different way to word something in which they wouldn't find offensive, that still puts my point across and my feelings while still acknowledging their feelings and their desires and their things that I'm probably destroying because I'm transitioning. So, like, yeah, just a therapist is just so many options, from just, like, venting and being pissed off at the world and your parents and everything, to, like, helping you figure out where you are and who you are and what you're ready for, what you're not ready for, and how to communicate better to get a better, what the hell's going on? Get a better, like, perspective on life and stuff like that, and just keep your relationships all intact, you know? I guess I answered the question. I'm, like, looking at the event, and I'm like, oh, so I told you why it's important because of all that, and then how it helped me in my transition, I just said because of all that. And, the most important thing about therapy is to be true to yourself and to your therapist. Do not lie to them just because you think, oh, they want me to say like this kind of answer, like this is a typical answer for what a trans person would say. Like, no, don't do that. If you just recently figured this out and have not been feeling this way for like since you were 3, don't say you've been feeling it since you were 3. That's a lie. You know, everyone's different, and you don't have to be textbook anymore. They're changing a lot of the rules for therapists and stuff under the WPATH things, and like certain medical people will do it differently, and like all these things. So like you don't have to lie to them, and that just makes it worse for you to lie to them. So just be true to yourself, and then also that can come with complications later. So yeah, and they'll help you out, and if you're honest with them, and you're kind of an open book, because that's what they're there for. They're there to read you and to help you. And so if you allow that vulnerability, then you can make allies with them. Like in my case, my parents aren't supportive, and like I said earlier, they can act as a way to mediate between your parents and yourself, and like help, like my past therapist, I don't see her anymore, but she's still in contact with my parents a lot, and so she'll say things to them that I said, you know, very slowly, very like, because, that's another thing, your therapist should know what your parents are like. They should meet your parents. You should have a group session with them so that everyone's on the same thing, and they can help better you to your situation and your parents. Because then, like I said, mine's helping me, mine's mediating, mine's like giving my parents different options and different scenarios, and being like, well, you know, like it's better if they do it sooner, but not like, of course my old one is not like, you should do it, like, yeah, like you should let him do whatever the hell he wants, because he's awesome and I believe in him. Like, she signed me a T letter to start T, and my parents are pissed, obviously, but they don't know it's her, and so she's still mediating between them two, like trying to just talk them slowly through like different scenarios and different like what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen, you know, changing of everything and not changing of me as a person and everything. And then my current therapist, like I said, is helping right now with me talking to them, so there's sense coming from me to them through my letters and writings and different things, and then there's sense coming from a professional area, which is my old therapist talking to them. So it's like a joint thing. It's really cool. And so I would always say yes. If you can afford it, go for it. If you can't, go mow some lawns. Go, do things. Lots of LGBTQ places have therapy on a gliding scale. Sliding scale. And so they'll make it like lesser based off of what you can afford and stuff. And just look out for other places. If you live on, if you go to college, they go to your campus health center, and you get discounted therapist visits. Mine are like $20 after the initial one that was like $10. So that was good. I think I've talked too much, and so I will see you guys next time. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you next week.